Saudis, Turkish, Bukhari, Levantine, Maghrebi, South Asian and Sub-Saharan African origins in the cities of Makkah, Medina and Jeddah. According to the 2010 census, Saudi nationals represented approximately 19,335,377, making up 74.1% of the total population. Saudi Arabia is a state governed by absolute monarchy, with the king as its head of state. The word Saudis refer to the name of the ruling family in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia today as an inclusive name for the people of the 5 regions. The ethnic Saudi population as of the 2010 AD official census was 19,335,377, making up 74.1% of the total population. The remaining population has 6,755,178 non-nationals, representing 25.9%. The first official population census of Saudi Arabia was in 1974. It had 6,218,361 Saudi nationals and 791,105 non-nationals, for a total of 7,009,466. Of those, 5,147,056 people were settled and the number of nomads recorded were 1.86 million. Until the 1960s, much of the population was nomadic or semi-nomadic. Due to rapid economic and urban growth, more than 95% of the population now is settled. 80% of Saudis live in 3 major urban centers: Riyadh, Jeddah, or Dammam. Some cities and oases have densities of more than 1,000 people per square kilometer. Despite the rapid growth in Saudi Arabia over the past decades, it is experiencing a rapid decline not only in mortality, but followed by fertility rates, which fell from about 7 children on average per woman in the last century to 2.4 in 2016. Based on the latest population survey conducted by the Saudi Authority for Statistics, Saudi Arabia has lagged far behind in increasing its population compared to its neighbors such as Iraq and Syria. DNA tests of Y chromosomes from representative sample of Saudis were analyzed for composition and frequencies of haplogroups, a plurality, E, E1b1b, L, R1b. The cultural setting of Saudi Arabia is Arabian Islam, and is deeply religious, conservative, traditional, and family-oriented. Many attitudes and traditions are centuries old, derived from Arab civilization. The Salafi Islamic movement, which calls to understanding the Quran and the Hadith as understood by the Islamic prophet Muhammad and his companions, like forbidding the establishment of a shrine on the graves of the righteous. Following the principle of enjoining good and forbidding wrong, there are many limitations on behavior, and dress are strictly enforced both legally and socially, often more so than in other Muslim countries. Alcoholic beverages are prohibited, for example, and there is no theater or public exhibition of films. Things are slowly changing now, as a couple of theaters opened in 2018. Daily life is dominated by Islamic observance and ruling, regardless of whether the inhabitants of that city are non-Muslim. This is still observed, although they are not required to fulfill religious rituals or obligations. Clothing must meet a certain standard. 5 times each day, Muslims are called to prayer from the minarets of mosques scattered throughout the country. Because Friday is the holiest day for Muslims, the weekend is Friday to Saturday. In accordance with Salafi doctrine, only 2 religious holidays, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, were publicly recognized, until 2006 when a non-religious holiday, the 23rd of September national holiday, was reintroduced. A portion of the original inhabitants of the area that is now Saudi were nomads known as Bedouin. They remain a significant and very influential minority of the indigenous Saudi population, though many who call themselves Bedou no longer engage in traditional tribal activities of herding sheep and riding camels. According to authors Harvey Tripp and Peter North, Bedouin make up most of the judiciary, religious leaders and national guard of the country. Bedouin culture is actively preserved by the government. Some of the famous cities in the past were Jeddah, Tabuk, Al-Ula, Juba, Madan Salar, Riyadh, Taima, Dumat al-Jandal, Al-Shuwaitiya, Taj, Taraut Island, Qaryat al-Faw, Al-Ukhdud, Hei, Qatif, Al-Yamama, Makkah, Medina, Taf, Aflaj, Manfoi, Tirmidha, etc. Greetings in Saudi Arabia have been called formal and prescribed and lengthy. Saudis tend to take their time and converse for a bit when meeting. Enquiries about health and family are customary, but never about a man's wife, as this is considered disrespectful. The religion and customs of Saudi Arabia dictate not only conservative dress for men and women, but a uniformity of dress unique to most of the Middle East traditionally. The different regions of Saudi have had different dress, but since the re-establishment of Saudi rule, these have been reserved for festive occasions and altered, if not entirely displaced, by the dress of the homeland of their rulers. Until late 2019, all women were required to wear an abaya, a long cloak that covers all but the hands, hair, and face in public. Foreign women were required to wear an abaya,